Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Supernatural, episode 1318, titled Bring 'Em Back Alive, which premiered Thursday, April 12th, 2018 on the CW. I'm recording on April 14th, so huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. Highly advise that you go watch the episode. It's pretty fantastic. I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes, so let's start with the clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. Timeline wise, it picks up straight from episode 13-17, and it does span over 24 hours as it continues from the time Dean enters the apocalypse world to the time that the rift closes 24 hours later. So there's that. Huge episode reminder is the fact that we are going back to the apocalypse world, as well as we're getting the kind of an update with Gabriel. So those are the kind of two that I've kind of will remember with this episode. So there's that. The storylines for this episode, I picked up on 3 different ones. First one having to deal with the events of Inside the Bunker. Second one dealing with the events in the Apocalypse world. And the third one dealing with the events in Heaven. So with the first storyline, we see Sam and Castiel try to get through to Gabriel. Through the Enochian sigils on the wall, from Gabriel, we hear his story about how he faked his death when Lucifer tried to kill him, where he's been all this time, and how he got captured by Asmodeus. And then in the end, we see Gabriel return, healing himself, as well as fighting against Asmodeus and ultimately killing him. In the Apocalypse world, we see Dean and Ketch in the world and rushing to save Charlie of that world when she is set to be executed by the angels since she's part of the resistance. Also, we found out that Charlie has met Mary and Jack, which is why the angels wanted her information about the resistance, where the two of them can be, especially Jack, though they keep calling him the Nephilim, which makes sense. But during his travels in the 24 hours, Dean suffers from a toxin bullet, which Ketch recognizes as something similar to the British men of letters using, so there's that. Also, number 3, with Heaven, we have Lucifer trying to take his turn as being God, like hearing prayers and trying to answer them. He takes interest in an old school exorcism happening between 2 priests and one of his demons, so Lucifer intervenes with that. We also, after all that, Lucifer kind of determines that he's going to focus on fatherhood and fighting Jack and combining their powers, which really irritates Sister Joe, or Anil. And when Lucifer threatens her, she decides that she's not going to stand Lucifer anymore because of that threat, and also after realizing that he lied about his promises to the angel, that how he doesn't know how to create new angels and he doesn't know how to restore their wings. So not happy in paradise between those two. But the last scene of the episode shows Dean being furious when he returns to the bunker and finds out that Gabriel has left with his grace. Therefore, they can't open the rift again to the apocalypse world. And Dean is just furious with the outcome of that. Tidbit-wise, though, is the fact that we see firsthand what an invasion inside the bunker looks like. The bunker alarms start to go off. The warding starts to ignite when an evil entity breaches it. It's very... I think last time it did something like that was when Amara breached it. Something similar when Demon Dean was running through the halls, but I thought Sam had activated the alarm because of that. But we see this happening when Asmodeus and his demons infiltrate the bunker. So end tally or death tally, we get Asmodeus being killed by Gabriel, thankfully. We get Asmodeus' demons getting killed by Castiel. We get a few of the apocalypse angels being killed by Dean and Ketch when they're trying to rescue Charlie. And then also we get 2 priests being killed by Lucifer when they call his news that he's running heaven as blasphemy, and then he just kills them with a snap of his fingers. So there's that. Moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode, I think it has to be the fact that Gabriel killed Asmodeus. Definitely wasn't expecting that. I was really thrilled for that, though. But I didn't think Gabriel had enough power in him, especially with Asmodeus taking so much of his grace and torturing him, to do that much power. But I guess so. I'm not going to question it because I'm glad that Asmodeus is gone. So that leaves all 4 Prince of Hells done, dead, and gone. thankfully. Also, another shocking moment was Dean's outburst at the very end. Wasn't expecting it, and I'll go into it in a little moment. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments, the fact that Gabriel has returned, and it's just fantastic. It does answer a lot of questions. We got his revival story, how he faked his own death, how he hid in plain sight once again before he got captured by Asmodeus, and like all of that. It was great to finally get that story. Another thing was Sam's speech to Gabriel to try to get him to snap out of it and kind of recognize them and kind of interact with them again. And Sam's speech was very, very emotional. He definitely drew on a lot of parallels between the two of them, which I really loved. And it was just really telling how much Sam was banking on Gabriel to help them, and how he says, like, they need him, and then he's like, Gabriel, I need you. So it was just great to have that moment between them, because in a sense, from earlier on in the first part of the show, Gabriel always wanted to kind of show Sam that he needed to step up, teaching him lessons and such, like we saw in Mystery Spot and about changing channels and all that. So it's great to have them have that moment. And another great thing was Gabriel coming into his power once again, healing himself and then killing Asmodeus. That was just great. Must have been huge satisfaction for Gabriel killing his tormentor for all these years. So there's that. So that was a great thing there. Another favorite of mine has to be that we got to meet Charlie Bradbury of the Apocalypse World. Fantastic to see her again. I hope we see her again the next time we come across the Apocalypse World. But it was great to see that Dean was able to save her and kind of connect with her a little more, even though it's not the same Charlie. But it's great that he still feels a sense that he wants to protect her and he doesn't want to lose her again. So there's that. And then speaking of Dean, another favorite of mine has to be his outburst at the very end of the episode. His reaction to them losing Gabriel again, and pointing out the fact that every time they're so close to achieving something, something goes wrong, or they lose something, or something just derails them, and it's every time. And while Dean's reaction is truly terrifying to a point, because he doesn't really have outbursts like that, the fact that it is truly shows his frustration, and how like that was kind of like the final straw for him. It's just like he had so much hope, he was so close to getting what he needed, and then to find it just ripped away from him. It was a fantastic performance for that big snippet, and then just the weight of his words afterwards. You could truly tell that he's had enough. But hopefully he uses that anger to fuel to get him moving again to find the pieces they need. But it definitely had me jump a little bit in my seat when it's the most angered son of a bitch moment I think he's ever had. So I'll leave it at that. Top 3 peeved moments. I only have one, and it is the fact that Gabriel left. I mean, yeah, it's part of his character, how he doesn't want to be stuck in family drama. And how he said that the last time he intervened, he technically got killed, quote unquote, even though it was his fake death. But like him leaving, and it is to character. I just hate that he would leave after they've explained everything to him and how they would need his grace to do everything. It's just that they need to get the others back. So I think if there wasn't the looming threat of Apocalypse Michael coming to invade their world, I think Gabriel would have stuck around to help with the rift thing and to help bring Mary and Jack back. But the fact that they have an impending army threatening to come through, I think that's why Gabriel ultimately left, to save himself. And why not? I mean, he's been tormented all this time. But anyways, moving on to what we'll remember most when I look back on this episode. Gabriel's return story, for sure. We got to see the Apocalypse World again. Is definitely another one as well. So I'll leave it at that. But moving on to random questions very quickly. First one, will Ketch stick with Charlie in order to find Mary and Jack, since he did stay behind in the Apocalypse World? So there's that. Second one, were all archangels, not affected by the fall, and they still have their wings? We saw Gabriel escaping in a blink of an eye. We saw Lucifer do that a few times. So I'm wondering if it's just archangels that were not affected by Metatron's spell, because I originally thought Lucifer wasn't affected because he was in the cage when it happened. But since Gabriel wasn't, and he still has his wings, I'm wondering if the fact that they're both archangels is why they're not blinking, didn't happen. So there's that. Moving on to another question from that. Would they even consider recreating that sealing heaven spell and cutting off all the wings for the angels? Would they reconsider doing that spell in the apocalypse world? I mean, on the one hand, I would kind of see what that would do to Apocalypse Michael's army, but then again, it recalls the heart of a Nephilim, and I hope there's another Nephilim over there that they can use and not Jack, so that's another random question there. There's the timer. But last question, though. If Jack is able to create new angels or restore their wings, could we see him restore Castiel's wings once he knows how to do it? I hope so. I kind of miss Castiel just popping in and out whenever he can. But we'll have to see about that. But moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 1319, it looks like Sam and Dean meet their personal Reaper. It also looks like Rowena has her holds on Sam and strips him of his shirt. We also see that he does have his pentagram tattoo back. So there's that. But based off the synopsis for the episode, it reads that Sam and Dean must stop Rowena, who is on a deadly mission. Meanwhile, Castiel looks to heaven to recruit angels for an impending invasion, but is shocked by not only what he finds, but who. So I'm guessing this episode is where Castiel just realizes where Lucifer has been hiding all this time. So there's that. Also got to wonder what Rowena's deadly mission could be, because as we know, she's now at full power since we last saw her. So that'll be interesting in itself. But otherwise, that's all I got to say, guys. What do you think of the episode? What do you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and predictions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place. Go check it out. I'm behind on it, but it will be updated soon, so be patient with me, please. Also, WordPress account. Everything I post online is connected to WordPress. The link for that is down below. It's more organized, but the whole website is still a work in progress. Also, if you want a detailed recap of the episode, a play-by-play, if you will, check out my Livejournal entry link down below. Includes a jot-noted summary of what happened in the episode, as well as my in-moment thoughts, any questions, all that. That will be posted soon. It helps me keep things in line and helps me remember smaller details that I may have overlooked, but I hope it helps you too. Otherwise, guys, that is about it. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.